everyone. I've got two people on with me today. We're going to be telling us a little bit about why the Medicare inclusion in Part B of dental benefits is so important to oppose for all dentists all over the country. With me is the chair of the ADA Council on Governmental Affairs, David White. Hi, David. Thanks for being here.
Absolutely. No, thanks for having me to lend my urge of the dentists out there or anybody in the dental space to speak out and take action at this moment. So I really appreciate the time. Thank you.
And the other person with us is, of course, our NJDA Director of Governmental and Public Affairs, James Schultz.
Hi, Amrita. Hi, Dave. Good to see you as always. Certainly an important topic that we all need to spend some time really thinking about and, more importantly, acting on.
Great. So let's dive right into it. Why should people oppose this? Why do we care?
And I'll go ahead and start. Why? This is the big question. So last week, many of us, if you are an American Dental Association member, did receive an action alert to go ahead and take action to write your senator and congressman. It's super important for you to understand that if you did that, first of all, thank you, but we need you to take action again. So if you have received a new email, don't discard that. Or if not, we need you to find the link and take action. So new action. Again, if you took action last week, we need you to take action again. This is the new legislation that has been proposed that, unfortunately, the most important part, it will not achieve what our goal is, and that is access to care and really good care for the most vulnerable seniors. At this particular point, it's underfunded, which means that great number of people are attempting to be covered, but the most vulnerable individuals will not be covered. And even worse, they will be expected to have a portion to come to the table with a portion with copays. And simply living on a very limited budget, that is just not a possibility. So when we think about this great big Medicare for the most vulnerable population or Medicare for all, this, unfortunately, the way that it's written right now will not accomplish that. And yet we totally understand that this segment of population is growing. So this is a situation we need to continue to work hard on. This is not a oppose and move away. No, this is simply engage and find a better solution to appropriately treat and allow access to the most vulnerable populations out there.
Great, thanks for that. James, do you have anything to add?
Dr. White, as always, on point. I would say, look, we need to pump the brakes here. This is moving at lightning speed through a body that usually moves at glacial speed. And we need to get in front of this boulder and slow it down. We need to slow it down because we need to make it thoughtful. It's not no, but it certainly is not workable. And so we've got to get beyond the soundbite and message of dental benefits in Medicare to really something that is practical and is achievable, not only for the patients, but for the dentists who are going to be administering the care. Right now, there are too many unknowns, too many uncertainties. And frankly, the goal at the end of the day of saying, hey, we put a dental benefit in Medicare may ultimately prove to be more harmful to those most at risk. Over half of the folks in Medicare today are enrolled in Medicare Advantage plans. What happens to them? Where does that money go? Where does their care go? Are their doctors still in network? Are they out of network? You're exposing half of the population to uncertainty when you haven't adequately addressed the half of the population who's most at risk. So in the ADA's mind, and certainly in our mind, we need to slow this down and work with Congress to find the right solution. We can't do that without you. Your voice matters. A grassroots effort, whether you're a member or a non-member, we need you. We need dentistry to step up, and not just dentists. If you are in the profession at all, understand this impacts everyone. This will change how dentistry is practiced. This will change how care is administered. And right now, with too many questions outstanding, we need to slow this down and we need to work cooperatively to make the right decisions and the right change to help our patients.
So what can people do in order to kind of help stop this? Is there something that people should be signing, or where do they go to find this information and this call to action?
So we know that again, those of you who are members of the American Dental Association, you should have received a new email that was starting on Tuesday. So maybe search your inboxes. We do know that there, with the American Dental Association's website as well, you can find a link if you're looking for advocacy, or on the AdPack page, we know that there's a take action button there as well. Very, very simple. And again, let's be honest, you don't even have to be an American Dental Association member. If you are a dentist, or if you are a dental student, or if you are a pre-dental student, you can still click the link. If you want to, just remove the portion that you're a dentist and put in their student or whatever. And then that will automatically populate who your senator and your congressman in, and it will go ahead and send that out for you based on the information that you've provided by your address. So it's very simple. But again, we need COVID-like communication from dentists to Congress over this issue, because where COVID was a desperation time, and yet we didn't really know what was going to happen because the entire world was turning upside down. This is different. Now we have a situation where the profession is somewhat at a crossroads as well, because most of us got into dentistry maybe for not as much red tape that was present in medicine. So those of us that got into that, or maybe are early in our career, maybe mid-career, and we want to continue to provide the excellent care to patients the way that we are, then similar to what Jim said, we got to pump the brakes, and the action has to be taken by sending these emails up to the Hill to get COVID-like engagement within the Congress right now.
Yeah, and I would add to that, www.house.gov, and you can find your member of Congress. All you have to do is type in your email, your zip code, and you will find out who your members of Congress are. And you can do it the old-fashioned way, and you can pick up the phone and call. You can send them an email. You can go right through their websites and do that. Or you can use our tools that we have at the ADA, and other organizations, frankly, have engagement tools with your members of Congress. Use them. Now is the time to deploy all resources to make sure that we're saying the same thing. Let's slow it down. Whether you're for a Medicaid dental benefit or you're against a Medicaid dental benefit, one thing is absolutely true. The way it's going now will not be as good as if we put some more thought and planning into it to make sure those who really need the care are getting it, and the benefits are really bold enough to really provide real and meaningful impact on those folks who need it. And we can't do it under the current construction. So let's do it together now and slow it down.
Yeah, and I think, the important thing to remember is that this is time sensitive. So we need everyone to kind of mobilize now. Both James and David gave you some information as to where you can find these action alerts, how to look up your kind of representative if you don't have access to the specific action alerts that the ADA have been sending out. Dr. White and James, if anyone has any questions, how do they get in touch with the both of you?
Well, I will tell you one last thing. The House Ways and Means Committee is meeting today. You want to talk about timely? They're marking up legislation today to consider this. This is happening now. If you wait until tomorrow, it's going to be late. Do it tomorrow because it still has a long way in this process, but it's happening now. The way you can get in touch with me best way is via email, JJ Schultz, that's JJSCHULZ @njda.org.
Okay, Dr. White?
Yes. And, just to give a little bit of perspective, folks. So again, action and time, we've got to take advantage of both. This morning, we were at 30,000 emails. Just for comparison, during COVID, we were over 120,000. So folks, this is the disparity of the gap we're trying to close. So for me, if you have any questions, you can DM me through Instagram at David White DDS. That's for those that are savvy with the social media. If not, you can easily email me. And my email is my last name, White, and then my first three letters of my first name, DAV, Victor, at UMICH like the University of Michigan, go blue, .edu like education. So again, remember, we were at 32,000 this morning. COVID numbers were over 120,000. We've got to close the gap. Please get on it. Take action. Send these emails. It can make a big difference. It takes you like 2 seconds.
Absolutely.
Thank you both
And
for being on.
You can always hit me on Facebook or Insta.
Great. Thank you both for being on. And I hope this was helpful to all watching.
Thank you, Dr. Patel. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Dr. White.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.